Hello dear students, today we are going to discuss about the 28th May the Hindu current affair from multiple newspapers. So mostly I have collected from the Hindu. So first news is US looking to slow down the processing of all student visa. Recently there is a anti-American, like anti-Asian or people anti-immigrant, to be very precise, policy started under the Trump administration. So because of that they try to reduce the number of foreign students and make everything great America. So next is protester lock the central government office in the Manipur. So recently there is a protest that is going on in Manipur. So because of that they locked the government office, two office of Geological Survey of India office and Chief Electoral office. Okay. So yesterday they also blocked the path of the governor. So because of that governor had to travel through the helicopters. So the civil disobedient campaign in Manipur Impal Valley intensified on Thursday with protesters fanning out, lock central government offices. Okay, what kind of office they block? They just blocked. It is the office of Geological Survey of India. Their aim is to conduct the geology. Geology means soil survey. Okay, another office that is they locked is Chief Electoral Officer. Okay. So why there is a protest in the Manipur? Okay. So Manipur there is a protest because the security forces they mask the state transport bus. So because of that the Manipur people they believe that it is a threat to their identity. So because of that they are protesting. Okay. So there is one important festival that is famous in Manipur. It is called Sirohi Lily Festival. So Sirohi Lily is the state flower of Manipur. So this is the information you need to know. Okay. So in Manipur there are three type of community. One community is Meitei community, another community is Kuki, and third community is Naga community. So recently there is a conflict between the Kuki and Meitei. Okay. And the Meitei they are plain tribal people. They live mostly in the plain area. Okay. So this is all about the news regarding the protest in the Manipur. So next, dear student, you can join our answer writing program. It is going on. So mostly our answer writing evaluator are interview appeared and some selected candidate also. We are guiding high quality, but and price is very nominal. So you can download our application through by scanning this QR code and explore our courses. So let's move to the next. So dear student, one more thing to help those who are preparing for 2026 and 2027. So we are designing one score calculator. So you can attempt that by it is like a real-time exam to evaluate your preparation level, to understand how examination, everything like examination within 2 hours. So to know about your performance, you can just click these links and attempt this test. So these are free of cost. Definitely you need to explore so that you need to know about your level of preparation. Okay. So next we'll move about Ladakh domicile tag to require 15-year of continuous stay. So there is a domicile means to be a resident, like domestic resident of that particular state. You need to have 15 year of stay. This is like recent rule is come into effect to protect the local identity of the local peoples. Okay, because there might be a threat, there might be belief in that the outsider might come to this state and occupy all significant posts. So the definition is important to decide eligibility apply to the 5% gazetted government vacancies, because this vacancies only 5% is given to the domicile of the Ladakh. Okay. Next it is given that at least 80% of the vacancies are reserved for the scheduled tribe, 4% for people living along the line of actual control. Okay, and 1% for the scheduled caste, 10% for the economic weaker section. So you know that Ladakh was created as a union territory in 2019 without legislative assembly. Okay. Like after that when we just divide the Jammu Kashmir into Jammu and Ladakh as a union territory. So this region jo hamara the Ladakh is consisting of Buddhist dominated Leh and Muslim dominated Kargil district. So they demanding, because they are tribal, so they demanding a statehood or 6th schedule for the constitution, thus giving tribal status, job reservation for local and parliamentary seat in the Leh and Kargil. So dear student, one question to all of you: what is the provision, what is the provision under the 6th schedule? Like currently which states comes under the 6th schedule? Please write your comment in the comment box. Let's see how many of you know that. How many states are having under the 6th schedule? Please write the comment in the comment box. So recently there is a protest, so there is a demand, the inclusion of Maratha. There is a demand that inclusion of Maratha in the OBC category. So because of that there is a lot of protest and some people are opposing. So because of that it is quite new. So that there is a famous judgment that is in 1996. It is called Indira Sahani judgment. Okay? So Indira Sahani judgment actually afford the reservations to the other backward class. So it provide for 27% reservations to the other backward class, and simultaneously it provided that total reservation should not be more than 27%. Okay? So this is political news, not much important, we can ignore it. So next, post terror attack in the Jammu Kashmir, so there is a dip in the tourism. So because of that recently the government of Jammu Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir led by Omar Abdullah, they held their cabinet meeting. ठीक है, कैबिनेट मीटिंग कहाँ किए थे? पहलगाम में किए थे. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट एंड दिस इज इन न्यूज़. सो next there is a clear message that is given by our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, that terrorism not a proxy war but a deliberate militancy strategy by the Pakistan. ठीक है. So because when India strike under the Operation Sindoor, so lot of terrorists are killed in that process, and Pakistan army and high official, they attended the funeral of that all these terrorists, and they also given the state honor. Their bodies are wrapped with the state state flag, that clearly showing that there is a clear linkage between the Pakistan army and terrorism, and army use terrorism as an instrument of state policy. ठीक है. So that is what our Prime Minister emphasized. ठीक है. So next we will see there is a important news, the Anil Kumble to be named as the forest wildlife ambassador. So to create awareness, education among the people. So you can give a role model, example of role model. You can say that the former cricketer who is ready to be an ambassador of forest wildlife ambassador without any remuneration. So that is what a role model role. So whenever you became an IAS officer, so whenever government demands something, you will also provide the same service. So that then other student will learn your name also. So next the Tirupati temple, they want to establish a surveillance to prevent the leopard attack. Okay? So not much important for your prelims. So let's move to the last page. So in last page there is important news. So reducing the heat loss in brick kiln also found to cut emissions. So the brick industry, they emit lot of emissions. So there is a अगर हम if we are able to, let's say this is a brick kiln, if there is a lot of heat that is being lost, so because of that this we need additional burning of coal to heat. So if that loss is prevented, then we can ensure that it will not cause much emission. So some important point given here. So Bangladesh is one of the most recently pollutant country in the world according to the IQ air assessment. The country has second worst air quality in 2014. So worldwide, so PM 2.0 concentration is 15 times more than WHO recommendation. So brick kiln are major contributions to the crisis. So previous effort to improve the greenness of the bricks also industry resulted in limited success. उससे पहले हम बहुत try किए, but it is not able to successful. So if new study, so if we are going to implement, it is going to helpful a lot. So next is researcher noted that 23% in drop in the energy use, a 20% drop in the carbon dioxide, and 25% emission, higher brick quality, lower the fuel cost if you improve all these things. So new study has presented a substantial proof that carefully designed operational improvement can also lead to the significant energy saving. Notably, the saving noted in this study were achieved without rebound effect, which usually negate the benefit by increasing energy use elsewhere. ठीक है. So this is very important to reduce emission from the brick kiln. So next is a very good question, but nowadays UPSC are asking multiple question from this species. So conservation of dugong, another name is sea cow, remain a top priority of India. So dear student, let me tell you one thing. So this PDF is already available in our application. So in case you want this PDF, so simply scan the QR code of our application. Yes, I think somewhere available. So here the application QR is given, just simply scan it. You will find the PDF of our infographics. It is daily uploaded in our group, so you'll get it. Or you can scan this Telegram channel to join our Telegram group, where all the current affairs we update regularly. Okay? So let's see about dugong. So dugong are known as herbivorous mammals found in the Indian marine ecosystem. This gently giant known as, they are also called sea cows. ठीक है. So they are found in the Indo-Pacific region. Due to their dependency on the seagrass bed for habitat, food, dugong are restricted to the shallow water. So they are mostly found in the shallow water because they are mostly feed all these sea grasses. So sea grasses is low in nutrient. जो sea grasses होती है उसमें बहुत कम nutrient होती है. So dugong feed extensively throughout the day to meet their daily requirements. So they eat around 20 to 30 tons of sea grasses per day. So you can imagine how much amount they eating. Crushing leaves. ठीक है. So next is like unlike the manatees, so they are close relative. Dugong are most strictly marine, preferring water a few meter deep. So they are found along the Indian coastline, primarily inhabiting which region you need to remember. They are found on the Andaman, Nicobar Island, Gulf of Mannar. Where is Gulf of Mannar? Please comment on the comment box. Next is Palkwe, and where is Palkwe? Please comment on the comment box. Gulf of Kutch. So dugong live species, so they can live up to 70 years, because you know UPSC in past they also ask all these species about their habitat, about their lifestyle. So you need to know. So dugong are generally solitary or found in small numbers. Solitary means they found in the group. So individual reach reproductive maturity after 9 to 10 years. So after their birth they take 10 years to reach. So this is very important, because you know UPSC asked this kind of question multiple times. Even this time they ask, I think, peacock tarantula. So they will ask this question. Even past they also ask this question. So threatening water, because you know recently because of human activity they are facing lot of threats. So for example, they are classified as a regionally endangered. Once widespread in Indian water, their number are dwindling. Number of कितना है? It's around 200 for both population size and geographical range. So their range is also declining. So coastal area India are increasingly under pressure from the expanding residential, recreation, agricultural activity. So people stake claim to this to space, and risk of pollution is rise. Pollution can also affect directly. So because of this pollution, you know, pollution like mercury pollution, organochlorine compound in their tissue. So because of that they are not able to survive, or they are dying. So because dugong reproductive slowly, as you know that dugong produce very slowly. So because of it also require vast areas seagrass, because they eat around 20 to 30 tons of sea grasses per day. So meadow to thrive, their population are highly vulnerable to the human disturbances. Seagrasses meadow, if there is no seagrasses meadow, they will not survive. Their primary habitat are being lost as an alarming rate. So the threat from the changing the fishing method. So for example, fisher earlier rely on the non-mechanized boat. Now they are relying on the heavy boats, machines. So you know their fishing net may sometimes entangle with this animal. So because of they are dying. So then next is construction of the port and dredging. Dredging means, you know, if this is a port, if this is our coastal region, let's say this is our coastal region, we are doing dredging to increase the depth of the water. So because of that it create, you know, damaging the seagrasses. So they depend on the seagrasses, so they are not able to survive. Pollution from the agricultural runoff, sewage, industrial effluent, water quality. So ever present threat to the climate change, perceptible in sea level temperature, acidification, extreme weather like cyclones also affect seagrass ecosystem, reducing the availability of food as well as safe breeding. So there are some natural events, you know, for example rising temperature, ocean acidification. So seagrasses ecosystem reducing their availability of the food. So when food is not there, so they are not able to survive. Another major threat to the dugong population in India is accidental entanglement in the fishing net. So you know, fishermen, they throw large nets, so accidentally they entangle with this fishing nets. So because of they died, because you know they have to come to the surface for breathing and again go into and surface. Whenever they entangle, they are not able to come to the surface. So increasing human movement and activity in dugong habitat, like more boat traffic in the Gulf of Mannar, Polk State, this is also creating trouble, because you know these species are very shy species. The moment human enter into their habitat, they run away. Okay? And you know we are also creating a lot of disturbances for them. So dugong often rest near the surface, making them vulnerable to the collision with fast moving boat, leading to the injury. Sometimes dugong is floating on the surface, so there might be collision. So yet another threat is illegal hunting. While dugong are Schedule 1 species, so there can be a very good question. So dugong are protected under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act. So Wildlife Protection Act, it is 1972. So Schedule 1 dugong is protected. So enjoying highest degree of protection granted by the law. Poaching till occur especially remote area of Andaman Nicobar. Though they are protected, but still there are a lot of hunting. So future में हम क्या करना पड़ेगा? Unlike the manatees, dugong are shy. that means they are running away. But general manatees, like those who are mammals like dolphins, whales, they comes to the people, they don't shy away, but this dugong, they are shy away from the peoples. This creates a general lack of awareness about this species among the coastal community. So because of that, all these things happen. And India has been party to the conservation of migratory species, so wild animals. So please, dear student, write in the comment box what is the name of the convention on conservation of migratory species. What is the name of that convention? Convention on conservation of migratory species. So then convention memorandum of understanding on dugong conservation and habitat management across their range state. So government of India critically officially announced that creation of this is very important. Recently, India create a dugong conservation in the Polk Way in Tamil Nadu. So this is what called first dugong sanctuary to protect. Okay, so these are all information. So dugong are giant, act as a gardener of the sea, because they eat all these grasses, and they defecate, or defecate, so that provide a fertile ground for further grow of these grasses. So nurturing grasses meadow, their survival now depends on the how urgently we act protect feeding background. Okay, helping dugong conservation. So yes, there are few suggestions how we are going to protect. So step people can take into protect, restore the sea grasses. ठीक है, sea grasses को we will need to protect. So next is we need to identify more conservation area like Gulf of Mannar, Biosphere Reserve. So we need to identify that. So monitor and restore the sea grasses. Regulation fishing, we need to regulate the fishing activity. Alternate livelihood option like dugong friendly, we can explore the tourism. So there people can go there with the normal boat, they can explore that, and we need to create increasing awareness among the people. So both financial and institutional long-term studies, dugong population behave, we need to study, document about their behavior so that we can conserve them. So why seagrass matter? So seagrass is an undersea floating plant, so they are floating. Sorry, seagrass is an undersea flowering plant. They are not floating, they are actually flowering plant but undersea. Not confused with seaweed. Seaweed क्या होता है, surface में से float होती है, but they are on the surface, they are connected to the land. क्लासीफाइड एज ए वेटलैंड. सो सी ग्रास जो जहाँ पर मिलती है हम उसको सी ग्रास मतलब क्लासीफाइड करते हैं वेटलैंड की. मीडो स्टेबलाइज द सी फ्लोर, सपोर्ट फिशरी, कैप्चर द कार्बन, शेल्टर द मेरीन लाइफ. हेल्दी सी ग्रास इज एसेंशियल फॉर डुगोंग एंड मेरीन लाइफ सच एज turtle and fish. So because of that we can store a lot of carbon dioxide in the ocean. That is what called sequestration. Storing carbon dioxide in the ocean surface is called sequestration, and this form of carbon is called what? Color coded. Tell me in the comment box what is the name of the color coding of storing carbon in the underground, under the marine or ocean. So next is Gulf of Mannar and Polk Way, the Tamil Nadu coast together support more than 30 species of seagrass. So this region is rich in terms of seagrasses. So this region more we found the all this dugong or sea cow. Highest diversity of Indian. So Andaman Nicobar में मिलती है. ठीक है. So this is all about, it's a very important article. So dear student, you can get this PDF. This scan the QR code given in our application. You can join and get this PDF. So next we'll move to, these are our few courses. We are recently providing free mentorship. Under this program we are providing daily schedule to all of you. It's completely free of cost. So you can join and scan this QR code to join our program. So next is Gulvir inches India fast gold. ठीक है. So he clock 20 like powerful sprint final lap to overtake Bahrain Rough. ठीक है. So just read it out. No need to go in depth. Just know about name and gold. That's more than enough. So next there is a very important issue. Developing nation face tidal of Chinese debt at a repayment breach the record. So recently Chinese government, they provide lot of debt to the all this developing country on the pretext of helping them. Later on, when the developing country not able to pay the debt, they acquire the strategic asset. For example, Hambantota of Sri Lanka. So China's Belt and Road Initiative lending space of 2010 helped shipping port. They funding for shipping port, railway, road and more from the desert of Africa to tropic of Africa. So they funded all over the world. So developing countries are grappling with the tides of wave of debt. So now the developing country, they have taken a lot of loan, but they are not able to repay the loan. So now rest of the decade China will more debt to collect. Banker, like now next decade China will collect more, like large number of interest from this debt. So it is found that the first 75 countries set to make record high debt repayment to the China. It is about 22 billion. Okay. So Dear student, our Dronacharya mentorship program is currently going on. In case you are interested, you can just scan this QR code or you can reach out to us. So next is Pakistan willing to talk with India, says Sarif on Iran visit. So it's a double standard. There is a very good quote. We should not believe Pakistan, because that their civilian government, but what they speak they don't do, because in Pakistan it is the military who control everything. So Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif expressed his willingness to talk with India on the Kashmir, terrorism and water and trade. First of all, we are not ready to talk with you on Kashmir issue. We are only going to talk two issues. One is terrorism, second is POK. So so just like they are saying we are peace loving nation, so just ignore all these things. Each and every day Pakistan always spread like that. Okay, so next is Chinese behavior. China held on notified maritime research near the Pacific atoll, Japan. So Japan accused China of conducting unnotified maritime scientific research within exclusive economic zone, its southernmost island, Pacific Ocean. So the alleged activity took place Monday near the remote atoll का ये जो the name you need to remember, Okintori. So how you are going to remember this name? Just remember this name and put in the map, put in the Google Earth, you'll find the location. So it is in Philippine Sea. So dear student, write down the Philippine, like where is the Philippine Sea located. Okay. So next Donald Trump, then so recently this is a very good news. The European Union approved 150 billion loan to rearm amid times of uncertainty. Now we have seen that Donald Trump behavior is not a reliable partner. So because of that, European Union, they are arming themselves with 150 billion providing themselves to strengthen their arms, military, so that they can face the aggressive Russia. Dear student, you can join our UPSC test series. So it is currently going on also. So next is the chief economic advisor bat for advancing land level reform. So the chief economic the advisor V Ananta Nageshwaran on Thursday underscored the need for India to view crisis in the global economy as an opportunity to introduce more reform, especially land and labor. So land and labor we need to reform. So Indian macroeconomic picture may be one of the smooth sailing despite global turbulent water. If you look into like what are the macroeconomic picture, like our growth rate is high, our inflation is under control, we have sufficient forex reserve, so all are good. So there is very good. All these are indication that we are doing very well, and there is a high potential that we will rise very rapidly. Okay? Yet the ongoing or brewing crisis of global economy presented opportunity to advance cause for reform in the factor of market like land, labor, or even intangible factor like production of knowledge. So currently global uncertainty is going on because after Donald Trump coming into power as a president of USA, so lot of tariff war going on. So because of that, world is not doing well. So next we are going to see how, because a lot of industry, they are moving out of China under China plus one strategy. So all these big industry, they just don't want to rely on China. They also want to establish one more best for the production. So that is what called China plus strategy. That is what called China plus one strategy. So India can be can be benefit from this one strategy. So you can attract all the investor come to the India and invest in India to be a manufacturing base. So right now India macro number paint a very promising picture. Macro number means our GDP growth, our forex reserve, our current account deficit, all these things are showing our macroeconomic images. So next is center restore ROD TEP, the rebate of state taxes and duty. Okay, so we'll see that. So benefit of this scheme, which reimburses the exporter for certain duties, taxes levy were available till February this year. Export body had lobby hard for the extension. Actually what happened in India, we are charging too much of taxes, duties, levy on every state. So at the end our export became very costly as compared to other nation. So government of India implemented this ROD TEP scheme so that they can pay back all this duty on the duty, so that our product will be very less in the international market. So that will give flip to our export. So what do you mean by remission of duty and taxes on the export product? उसको हम बोलते हैं ROD TEP, ROD TEP. ठीक है. So scheme for exporter done by advance authorization holder and export oriented unit. So there are few unit that is basically established for export purpose, and unit in special economic zones. Special economic zones are few zones established in India. They are basically aim to, they are foreign, we treated them as a foreign territory in terms of, industry purpose. Like whatever go to from India to this territory, their taxes, okay, for taxation purpose they are like a foreign territory, and whatever produced from there, they are basically aim to export all over the world. Okay, so this scheme we initiated in 2021. Okay, so this scheme reimburse exporter of any embedded duties, taxes and levy that are not otherwise reimbursed under other existing schemes. So to ensure that we should not tax on the tax, to reduce the ultimate reduce the cost of the ultimate export, so that our export become competitiveness in the international markets. So dear student, you can join our Saturdays and Sunday podcast, because regularly we are conducting podcast with UPSC selected candidate or interview appear candidate. You can join that also. So next is the Kanchenjunga. So dear student, just comment me where the Kanchenjunga is located in which state, and there is Kanchenjunga is famous for UNESCO World Heritage Site. So just mention what type of site it is, natural site, cultural site, like what kind of site is the Kanchenjunga National Parks. Okay, so actually the Kanchenjunga people believe that it is a sacred site for them, like God for them, but people are climbing the Kanchenjunga. So because of that, it create a concern among the local people. So that is the reason it is in news. So Manipur shall be remain indivisible, say Meitei. So already I have told you, in Manipur there are three community. First one is Meitei, Kuki and Naga. So already I have told you all these things, so not much information. So next thing is about IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, written the above normal rainfall outlook for the monsoon. So this year rainfall is going to be above the normals. Okay, so and this year monsoon is arrived little early as compared to, like it's 1 week early. So this has happened in 2009 also. So not much news. We'll proceed to further. Yes, this is a very important news. So Defense Ministry approved the AMCA fighter jet for execution model through industry tie-off. So what do you mean by AMCA? Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. So the execution model of the medium combat aircraft, so it is going to manufacture HAL, Hindustan Aeronautic Limited, with some private partners. Okay, so why we need to develop this AMCA fighter jet? Because our adversary like China, they are already having two fifth generation fighter jet, and they are ready to supply 45 J-35 to the Pakistan. So when Pakistan is acquiring fifth generation fighter aircraft, that there might be threat to our security. So next is so we approve 15,000 crore for this twin engine stealth aircraft. So it is a twin engine. Our Tejas is a single engine. It's a twin engine stealth aircraft. Okay, stealth means it will not visible to the radar. Stealth aircraft. Stealth means it is not visible. So next, some feature of the AMCA. Let's see. So okay, so next is AMCA is going to ready by 28-29, expected to begin from production. After ready, there is the intense testing. It will be ready for production 30-33. So it is important step, because it is an indigenous capability. So why indigenous aircraft is very important. If we don't have indigenous aircraft, the other country like USA, they can dictate the terms. Recently we our Rafale, whenever we demand some source code, the French is not ready to share. Without source code, we cannot integrate different missile. When fighter jet is our, we can integrate, we can modify as we like, but other country, they don't give this flexibility. So that is the reason we need to give more emphasis to the indigenous product. Okay, so AMCA, what are the feature? AMCA will feature internal weapon bay, like that means within its body there is an internal bay. It is open up and missile it will drop. Okay, so which is have been developed India for first time with internal. Within that way, it can carry 1500 kg of payload, and externally it can carry 5500 payload with 80 kg internal fuel. Okay, so we are going to develop in two phase. First phase is called MK1 So that is called Mark 1. Mark 1 is going to, we are going to use F414. It is given by American company engine, and later on we'll develop a high thrust, means high force engine by using saffron. Okay. So this is all about AMCA. So please read detail about this article. To get this PDF, you can just scan the application there. I've already uploaded. Okay. So another Maersk commander eliminated in joint operation. Recent time we have seen that so many left wing extremism being eliminated or they surrender. So this is a very good news, so that we can achieve the vision of eliminate all this left wing extremism by 2026. Okay. So just this information is more than enough. So next is experimental learning, how student can learn more effectively. So there is a argument that in this article it is arguing that what current education system mostly deals with, they mostly promote the rote learning, like how to pass the examination. Even like you are producing doctor, engineer, they don't know how to operate. So because of that, there is a completely disjoint what currently they are studying and what in practical application. I am giving an example. During our engineering, we used to study microprocessor 8085, but in practical application we use at that time i5 i3. There is sea change between, or difference between these two microprocessor. Okay. So this is all about the go. If you know about practical application, that is create interest. So it is talking about, instead of class focusing on the rote learning, it should be focused on the observational and experimental learning. So I've just highlighted, you can go through it, and to get this PDF you simply scan the QR code. So next is it is talking about monsoon. So monsoon is coming early this year. So okay, so like there are a lot of factors that is driven the monsoon in India. So you know that if you don't know, just read the geography portion. Okay. So next so expected value of goods service export in 2026. So 1 trillion according to Apex body. So India is going to export 1 trillion values of goods and services. So this is a milestone for us. So said merchandise export will increase from 437 billions to 527 billion. So India is planning to increase, or India is potential to export around 1 trillion of export value. Okay. So USA, so recently this is a very good article. It is talking about USA pullback. China is primed to expand its soft power. So recently under Donald Trump, they are withdrawing from all organization all over the world. So that space is being occupied, or you can capture by the China recently. So it is showing about it is talking about how recently there is a fund crunch in the World Health Organization, and China pitch in and it is providing lot of funds. Same thing after Donald Trump coming into power, it is also withdrawing from the Paris Agreement under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Like every country need to limit their contributions, carbon contributions, so that we can achieve the green, or you can say clean energy, or you can say reduce the carbon emission. But Donald Trump is moving backward direction, or withdrawing all these things. So China occupying that, like China is capturing that opportunity to promote its soft power, to promote its goodness among the nation. So which is not good for India. Okay. So this is all about article. I've already highlighted the important point, you can read that. So next it is talking about, recently there is a controversy in the Harvard, Donald Trump is opposing, Donald Trump is imposing certain condition on the American university. Donald Trump is saying that to get fund from the American federal government, you need to impose, to implement certain condition. But Harvard being a rich and a very old university, it is not buckling to the US pressure. So because of all this tussle is going on, not much important. If you have time, just read it, otherwise you can skip it. So next is energy audit. So energy and efficiency. India must reduce its power consumption by increasing efficiency. So there are two ways. Let's say we are having, let's say we are having only 300 gigawatts. Let's say our total electricity capacity 300 gigawatt. So either way we can, let's say we have to provide to let's say 1 crore population. We have to electrify 1 crore population. So in that case, we need to add some power, or we can reduce this demand by promoting energy saving. For example, we can replace our incandescent bulb with LED bulb. We can replace our fan with efficient bulb. So the more energy we save, it is called the energy saved is energy generated, so that we can supply to the more number of people. So this is what talking about Ujala scheme we have implemented. Ujala scheme help in replacing all this compact fluorescent lamp, जिसको हम बोलते हैं CFL, compact fluorescent lamp with LED bulb, incandescent bulb. So because of that they save lot of energy, like 15, you can say 15 megawatt of we can save, and it is save around the I think 10 billion. It is save around 10 billion and 950 megawatt of new generation. You can note it down all these things so that you can put your argument in the mains answer writing. Okay, so this is what it is talking about. It is talking about in future we are going to demand more energy, so we need to improve our efficiency. Okay, next is German India partnership. So silver jubilee of strategic partner. So India and Germany having strategic partner. Strategic partner means the partner they are having more in terms of convergence of interest, more trust, military to military cooperation. So that is what called that is what called strategic partnership. So strategic partnership mein what are the area we are exploring, like joint military exercise, defense production. German and India, we are some of the Germans submarine are already operated by India. So there are around 2000 German company active in India. They are creating a lot of jobs also. Then Delhi Meerut Rapid Rail, it is also being implemented by the Germans. Okay, so these are given few things, so you can note it down. Just like there is a German committed to 100 billion preferential loan. Preferential loan means low cost loan to India in next 10 years for development of green energy, so that India can achieve its sustainable development goal. Okay, you can talk about great interest in language. A lot of people in India they learn the German language. So this is all about this article. Not much important. If possible you can just read it out. So next is recently there is tussle going on in Bangladesh. So the Muhammad Yunus pushing Bangladesh to the brink of instability. So there is a tussle going on between the Muhammad Yunus and their the army chief. So actually the government want to establish a corridor, humanitarian corridor between Bangladesh and Myanmar, so that relief can be reached to the Myanmar Rohingya population in Rakhine state. But army said that might create security threat for the Bangladesh. So after toppling of the Sheikh Hasina government by the students, so there is establishment of Yunus government. So there are so many changes that is going on in the Bangladesh. So because of that Bangladesh is in turmoil, and the recent army chief is demanding that should be early election, so that elected government should take all these decisions that is impacting national sovereignty, not a caretaker government. Okay. Yes, this is all about this article. So dear student, to get this PDF you can simply scan this QR code and you will get this PDF. So India's new urban worry, it is talking about in urban area people are suffering because of obesity. In urban area the lifestyle is changed a lot, because people used to sit for long, there is a not proper walking path. So because of that the lifestyle related diseases are increasing rapidly. So we need to take a lot of steps. Okay, dear student, I think we'll have to end our session here. So dear student, this is my first class. So in case of any suggestion, any improvement, anything you want to add, you are always welcome. Please give me suggestion. As per your suggestion I am going to implement and improve. Thank you, and please subscribe to this channel, so that really motivate me to bring such kind of video daily. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Again we'll meet tomorrow.